Life is a cycle, not a straight line. It's a continuous loop of experiences, lessons, and growth, constantly evolving and returning to itself in new and profound ways. And every season has its reason. Each phase serves a purpose, contributing to the overall beauty and complexity of existence. We often think of our lives as a linear path, a journey with a clear starting point and a defined destination, a constant upward climb towards a single destination, a relentless pursuit of achievement and success. We imagine progress as a straight, unbroken line, a relentless march forward without deviation or pause, always moving forward, always gaining momentum, striving for constant improvement and advancement. But nature teaches us a different, more profound truth, a perspective that challenges our linear assumptions. It shows us that life moves in circles, in rhythms, in seasons, constantly repeating and reinventing itself. There are times for growth, periods of expansion, creativity, and outward expression, and times for rest, moments of introspection, reflection, and quiet contemplation. There are periods of vibrant energy when we feel alive, inspired, and ready to take on the world, and periods of quiet stillness when we need to retreat, recharge, and reconnect with ourselves. Understanding this simple yet powerful idea, this fundamental truth about the nature of existence, can completely change how we navigate our own journeys, transforming our perspective and approach to life. It frees us from the pressure of constant performance, the relentless need to achieve and succeed at all costs, and allows us to find peace in the natural flow of our existence, accepting the ebb and flow of life with grace and equanimity. Think about the world around you, the natural world that surrounds us and sustains us. The sun rises and sets, marking the passage of time and the rhythm of our days. The moon waxes and wanes, influencing the tides and reflecting the cyclical nature of change. And the tides ebb and flow, demonstrating the constant movement and transformation of the ocean. The earth itself spins on its axis, a constant rotation that creates the very fabric of our daily lives, creating the rhythm of day and night, a fundamental cycle that governs our sleep, wakefulness, and energy levels, and orbits the sun, giving us the 4 distinct seasons, each with its own unique characteristics and offerings. These cycles are not signs of failure or stagnation. They are not indicators of a lack of progress. They are the very essence of life, the driving force behind all growth, change, and evolution, the engine of all creation and renewal, the source of all that is new, vibrant, and alive in the world. When we try to live our lives as a straight line, when we resist the natural cycles of life, we fight against this fundamental principle, we create unnecessary stress and struggle in our lives. We exhaust ourselves trying to be in a perpetual summer, striving for constant growth and activity without allowing ourselves time to rest and recharge. A constant state of bloom and productivity, pushing ourselves to the limit without recognizing our need for downtime. We fear the arrival of winter, dreading the slowdown, the quiet, and the apparent lack of progress. Seeing it as an end rather than a necessary pause for rejuvenation, a time for reflection, healing, and preparation for new growth. Embracing the cyclical nature of life, on the other hand, allows us to flow with the natural rhythms of existence. Means accepting that there will be ups and downs, periods of joy and periods of sorrow, moments of triumph and moments of challenge, beginnings and endings, knowing that every ending is simply a prelude to a new beginning, periods of intense activity and periods of quiet contemplation, recognizing the value of both action and stillness. It is about learning to honor each phase for what it is, appreciating the unique qualities and opportunities that each season brings. And for the unique gifts it brings, recognizing the inherent value and purpose of every stage of life. Just as a farmer would never expect to harvest crops in the dead of winter, understanding that each season has its own specific tasks and requirements, we must learn to align our expectations with our own internal seasons, recognizing our own natural rhythms and cycles. This perspective doesn't mean we give up on our goals or ambitions. It doesn't mean we abandon our dreams. Instead, it equips us with a deeper wisdom, a more profound understanding of ourselves and the world around us, helping us to know when to push forward, when to pause, when to take action and when to rest, when to let go, and when to celebrate our growth, knowing when to release what no longer serves us and when to embrace new opportunities. This is the wisdom of the seasons, a timeless truth that has been recognized and honored by cultures around the world for centuries. It is a powerful metaphor for our own lives, a framework for understanding our experiences and navigating the complexities of existence. a guide that is always available to us if we just take a moment to look, to observe, and to listen to the wisdom of the natural world. By observing the transitions from winter to spring, witnessing the rebirth and renewal of nature, summer to autumn, seeing the leaves change color and fall to the ground, we can learn invaluable lessons about resilience, patience, the ability to withstand challenges and endure through difficult times, and the incredible power of renewal, the capacity to bounce back from adversity and emerge stronger than before. We can learn to stop resisting the natural flow, to cease our struggle against the inevitable changes and challenges of life, and start moving with it, aligning ourselves with the natural rhythms and cycles of the universe, finding strength and purpose in every single phase of our journey, recognizing the value and meaning in every experience, both positive and negative. This understanding is the first step, the initial realization that can transform our lives toward living a more intentional, balanced, and fulfilling life, a life that is aligned with our values, our purpose, and our true selves. One that is in harmony with the world and with our true selves. A life lived in accordance with the wisdom of nature and the cycles of existence. Winter arrives, heralded by a quiet hush that settles over the land. It's a time when nature seems to draw inward, inviting us to do the same. The world transforms, taking on a different character, a different pace, blanketing the world in a soft layer of stillness. The sounds of summer and autumn fade, replaced by the gentle whisper of wind through bare branches and the soft crunch of snow underfoot. The vibrant colors of autumn fade away, the fiery reds, oranges, and yellows slowly surrendering to the muted tones of winter. The landscape simplifies, revealing its underlying structure, replaced by a monochrome landscape of whites and grays. The world takes on a stark beauty, a minimalist aesthetic that can be both calming and awe-inspiring. To many, winter can feel like an ending. The vibrant energy of the warmer months seems to dissipate, leaving behind a sense of emptiness. It seems bleak, empty, and dormant. The fields lie barren, the trees stand naked against the sky, and the world appears to be holding its breath. We see the bare branches of the trees and the frozen ground, a seemingly lifeless tableau stretching out before us. The cold air bites at our skin, reinforcing the feeling of desolation, and we might mistake this season for a period of loss or inactivity. It's easy to assume that nothing is happening, that life has simply paused until the return of spring. But if we look closer, if we take the time to truly observe the winter landscape, we discover that winter is not an ending at all. It's not a period of death, but rather a period of deep, essential rest and preparation. It is a season of profound importance, a time of hidden activity and vital processes, a time for deep rest, essential preparation, and quiet reflection. It's an opportunity to slow down, to turn inward, and to reconnect with ourselves. It is nature's great pause, a moment of stillness in the midst of the ever-turning wheel of the year, a necessary retreat before the explosion of new life can begin. It's a time for gathering strength, for consolidating resources, and for preparing for the burst of energy that will come with spring. Beneath the frozen surface of the earth, hidden from our view, a silent, powerful work is taking place. The earth is not dead, it is simply sleeping, dreaming of the life that will soon return. The seeds that will become spring's first flowers are dormant, nestled safely in the cold earth, gathering strength and waiting patiently for the right moment to emerge. They are absorbing the moisture from the melting snow, preparing to send forth their roots and shoots. The trees, though they appear lifeless, their branches stark against the winter sky, are conserving their energy, drawing on the reserves they built up during the warmer months, their roots firmly anchored in the soil, providing stability and access to vital nutrients, drawing sustenance for the growth to come. They are patiently waiting for the warmth of the sun to awaken them once more. This is a crucial lesson for us, a reminder that even in the midst of apparent inactivity, there is always something happening beneath the surface. In our own lives, we too need winters. We need those periods of quiet, those times of reflection, to allow ourselves to rest and regenerate. We need periods where we can pull back from the constant demands of the outside world, where we can disconnect from the noise and the distractions that surround us, turn inward and recharge our spirits. It's a time to nurture our inner selves, to tend to our emotional and spiritual needs. These are the times for reflection, for looking back on the past year and learning from our experiences, for evaluating where we have been and where we want to go. It's a chance to reassess our goals, to realign our priorities, and to chart a new course for the future. Our society often glorifies constant hustle and productivity, pushing us to always be doing more, achieving more, and striving for more, making us feel guilty for taking time to rest. We are bombarded with messages that equate rest with laziness and that equate busyness with success. We are taught to fear stillness, to equate it with stagnation and a lack of progress, to see it as a sign of falling behind. We worry that if we slow down, we will be left behind, that we will miss out on opportunities. But winter teaches us that rest is not laziness. It is not a sign of weakness or failure. It is a vital part of the cycle of growth. It is essential for our well-being, for our creativity, and for our long-term success. It is during these quiet moments that we can heal from the stresses and strains of daily life, that we can mend our wounds and restore our energy, process our experiences, and lay the foundation for our future endeavors. It's a time to build strong roots, to develop resilience, and to prepare for the challenges that lie ahead. Just as a field must lie fallow to regain its nutrients, to allow the soil to recover and replenish itself, our minds and souls need periods of dormancy to replenish their creative and emotional energy. We need time to disconnect from the external world and reconnect with our inner selves. Embracing our personal winters means giving ourselves permission to slow down, to release the pressure to constantly be doing and achieving, to be still and to listen to our inner voice. It's a time to quiet the noise of the outside world and to tune in to the wisdom within. So, when you find yourself in a season of winter in your own life, when things feel quiet and still, when things feel quiet, slow, or even stagnant, when you feel like you are not making progress or achieving your goals, try not to resist it. Don't fight against the natural rhythm of the season. Do not see it as a failure or a setback. Don't let feelings of guilt or inadequacy creep in. Instead, see it as an invitation, a gentle nudge from the universe to slow down and take care of yourself. It is an invitation to rest deeply, to allow your body and mind to fully recover, to reflect on your journey, to learn from your past experiences, and to gain clarity about your future, and to gather the strength you will need for the spring that is inevitably on its way. Know that this period of rest and reflection is preparing you for new growth and new beginnings. Use this time to nourish your roots, to strengthen your foundations, and to cultivate the qualities that will support your future growth. To dream new dreams, to envision the future you want to create, and to set intentions for the coming year, and to find peace in the quiet promise of what is to come. Trust that even in the darkest days of winter, the seeds of spring are already stirring. Winter is not the absence of life. It is not a void or an emptiness. It is the patient, powerful preparation for its magnificent return. It is a time of quiet strength, of hidden potential, and of unwavering hope. Embrace the winter season, both in nature and in your own life, and you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more ready than ever to bloom. There is perhaps no greater teacher of life cycles than the humble tree. For centuries, trees have stood as silent witnesses to the ebb and flow of existence, embodying resilience, growth, and the delicate dance between holding on and letting go. They offer us a profound lesson in navigating the seasons of our own lives. In autumn, as the days grow shorter and the air turns crisp, a palpable shift occurs in the natural world. The vibrant greens of summer begin to fade, replaced by a breathtaking tapestry of warm hues. The deciduous trees put on a spectacular final show of color. Crimson, gold, and russet leaves paint the landscape, creating a breathtaking panorama that captivates the senses. It's a visual feast, a celebration of life before the quietude of winter sets in. Then, one by one, they release their leaves, each one a tiny surrender to the changing season, letting them drift to the ground below. They dance on the wind, swirling and twirling before finally settling onto the earth, creating a soft, colorful carpet. To an untrained eye, this process might look like a surrender, a giving up, a sign of weakness or decay. The vibrant colors fade, the leaves wither, and the branches become stark against the gray sky. The tree stands bare, stripped of its vibrant adornments, its branches exposed to the harsh winter winds. The wind howls, whipping through the bare limbs, testing the tree's strength and resilience. It appears vulnerable, stripped of its former glory. It seems to stand defenseless against the elements, a stark reminder of the impermanence of life. But in this act of letting go, in this apparent vulnerability, the tree demonstrates an incredible wisdom, a deep understanding of the natural order. and a profound strength that we can all learn from. It's a strength born not of resistance, but of acceptance and adaptation. The tree knows that it cannot sustain its leaves through the harshness of winter. The delicate leaves, so vibrant and full of life in the warmer months, would quickly succumb to the freezing temperatures and relentless storms. Trying to hold on to them would drain its precious energy, diverting vital resources away from its core, making it weak and susceptible to the frost and snow. The weight of the snow and ice would burden the branches, potentially causing them to break and further weakening the tree. By shedding its leaves, the tree is not dying. It is not succumbing to defeat. It is strategically conserving its resources, preparing for a period of dormancy and renewal. It is making a conscious choice to release what is no longer serving it, a deliberate act of self-preservation, to let go of the old to make way for the new. It's a necessary sacrifice, a shedding of the past, to embrace the potential of the future. This act of surrender is, in fact, an act of survival and preparation, a testament to the tree's innate wisdom. The tree is channeling all its energy inward, down to its roots, focusing on strengthening its core, strengthening its foundation, building a solid base for future growth. So it can not only endure the winter, weathering the storms and surviving the freezing temperatures, but also burst forth with new life in the spring, renewed and revitalized. This process is a powerful metaphor for our own lives, a reflection of the cycles we all experience. We too accumulate things that we must learn to let go of, burdens, attachments, and beliefs that weigh us down. Old habits, ingrained patterns of behavior that no longer serve our best interests. Past hurts, lingering wounds that continue to inflict pain and hold us back from fully embracing the present. Limiting beliefs, self-imposed restrictions that prevent us from reaching our full potential. Or relationships that no longer support our growth, connections that drain our energy and hinder our progress. We often cling to these things, holding on with a white-knuckle grip, out of fear, comfort, or a mistaken sense of loyalty. We fear the unknown, we crave the familiar, and we feel obligated to maintain connections even when they are detrimental to our well-being. We think that holding on makes us strong, that resisting change is a sign of resilience. But like the tree, trying to carry the weight of dead leaves, of things that have already served their purpose, through our personal winters, through the difficult seasons of our lives, only drains our energy and prevents us from moving forward. It keeps us stuck in the past, unable to fully embrace the present or create a brighter future. True strength lies in the wisdom to recognize what we need to release, to identify the burdens that are holding us back, and the courage to actually let it go, to take that leap of faith and trust that we will be okay on the other side. Letting go can be painful. It can stir up difficult emotions, trigger memories, and challenge our sense of identity. It can leave us feeling bare and vulnerable, just like the winter tree, exposed to the elements and stripped of our familiar comforts. But it is an essential part of the journey toward renewal, a necessary step in our personal evolution. By releasing what holds us back, we create space. We clear the path for new possibilities. We create space for healing, allowing ourselves to process our emotions and recover from past wounds. For new ideas, sparking our imagination and opening ourselves up to innovative solutions. For new opportunities, attracting fresh possibilities and opening doors to exciting adventures. And for new growth, allowing ourselves to evolve and become the best versions of ourselves. We are conserving our precious energy for what truly matters, focusing our attention on the things that bring us joy and fulfillment, for the new leaves and blossoms, for the dreams and aspirations that are waiting to bloom within us, that are waiting to emerge in our next season. Just as the tree patiently awaits the return of spring, we too can trust that a new season of growth and abundance is on the horizon. The tree teaches us that letting go is not an act of loss, not a sign of weakness or failure, but a profound act of faith, a powerful declaration of trust in ourselves and in the natural order of things. Faith in the cycle, faith that every ending is a new beginning, that every winter is followed by a spring. Faith in our own resilience, in our ability to weather the storms and emerge stronger on the other side. And faith in the promise of a new spring, in the hope of renewal, rebirth, and the blossoming of new possibilities.